Many must know the details of the Titanic sinking, which resulted in the loss of more than 1,500 lives. However, after scouring the internet, we've come across some bizarre mysteries which have us scratching our heads. From amazing premonitions to compelling conspiracy theories, we'll take a look at 6 unexplainable Titanic mysteries that still baffle us. Number 6. Mystery Ship. Many survivors of the Titanic believe they could see another ship in the distance as their ship was sinking. After investigating, 2 ships were in the vicinity of Titanic when she sank: the Norwegian sea led Samson and the Californian. If coordinates were correct, the Samson was within 10 miles of Titanic's position as the ship was sinking. Crewman Hendrik Bekeithon Nice, who was on board the Samson, claimed that they saw the distress signals of the Titanic. However, due to the Samson's illegal activities, they misinterpreted the Titanic's rockets being fired off as a signal to warn off the Samson. The Samson ship ended up sailing away in order to avoid detection. However, this story still remains speculation and was never fully verified. Number 5. W.T. Steed. William Thomas Steed was an influential writer in Britain and wrote many influential articles that changed the government in Britain. One mysterious part of his life includes an article he wrote for the Pall Mall Gazette titled "How the Mail Steamer Went Down in Mid-Atlantic by a Survivor." This piece tells the story of an RMS or Royal Mail Service ship colliding with another ship, which kills many on board due to insufficient lifeboats. As a side note, he added, "This is exactly what might take place and what will take place if the liners are sent off to the sea short of boats." He then wrote a second similar story. In it, a White Star liner ship called the Majestic rescues survivors of another ship that collided with an iceberg. It is because of these stories that many believe that W.T. Steed had psychic abilities. However, what makes them even more creepy is that W.T. Steed was actually on board the Titanic when it sank and perished the day after the Titanic sank. His daughter Estelle went to a seance where her father appeared and gave details of the Titanic sinking and his own death. Number 4. Fire, not iceberg. Approximately 10 days prior to the ship's departure, a fire began in one of the Titanic's coal bunkers and continued to burn for several days into its voyage. This was nothing new, as steamships often dealt with frequent fires due to the use of coal. At the time of the sinking, fires of the Titanic had been extinguished with fire hoses and the coal had been moved to another top bunker section of the ship. However, some theorists believe that the fire exacerbated the effects of the iceberg collision by reducing the structural integrity of the hull. Sina Maloney has suggested that attempts to extinguish the fire by shoveling burning coals into the engine furnaces may have been the primary reason for the Titanic steaming at full speed prior to the collision. Number 3. Jessie's Premonition. A young Scottish girl by the name of Jessie Sayer lay dying on the Titanic. During one of her delirious states, her family witnessed their daughter saying, "The ship is sinking. Look at all those people who are drowning. Someone called Wally is playing a fiddle and coming to you." Sadly, Jessie passed away at 11:40 p.m. that night. 3.5 hours later, after her death, the family felt the Titanic lurch. The iceberg had hit, and their daughter's deadly premonition had come true. Jessie's family were able to make it to the lifeboat safely and survive. Months later, it was discovered that the man she had mentioned, Wally Hartley, was in fact on board the Titanic, working as the bandmaster, and was performing with his quartet while the ship was sinking. Number 2. J.P. Morgan. Another conspiracy theory going around at the time was that the Titanic's owner, J.P. Morgan, wanted to eliminate several prominent bankers who died on board the Titanic. These were some of the wealthiest men in the world, of whom John Jacob Astor IV, Benjamin Guggenheim, and Isidor Straus were allegedly opposed to the creation of a US central bank. J.P. Morgan had attended the Titanic's launching in 1911 and even had his own personal suite aboard the ship, with his own private promenade deck and a bath equipped with specially designed cigar holders. He was reportedly booked on the ship's maiden voyage, but cancelled the trip at the last minute, which had fueled speculation among conspiracy theorists that he knew about the Titanic's fate. Number 1. Olympic, not Titanic. Over the years, there has been speculation that the sunken ship wasn't exactly the Titanic, but the Olympic, which was a near identical sister ship of the Titanic. The Olympic was the subject of a large insurance claim after the ship collided with the HMS Hawke just off the coast of the Isle of Wight the previous year. This incident caused many problems for the ship's owners, as the Olympic had to be repaired, which meant that the maiden voyage for the Titanic had to be put back from the 20th of March to the 10th of April. This was something the ship's owners could not afford, having to deal with legal bills to pay the cost of repairs, and with the Olympic being out of service, they were running out of money fast. The owners of the two ships had to make a plan, and some say the two vessels were secretly switched before the voyage, allowing the damaged ship to sink